RedNationBlogga back with another video. Before I get started, YouTube has these hype points or whatever that you can throw up on a video, that you can give to a video on YouTube that'll pump the YouTube video up the food chain, up the ladder or whatever. Give me hype points, man. It really helps, man. It's free. Just click the hype button, hype the video. That's it. If you like my content, if you rock with me, if you rock with the content, if you love the Houston Rockets, hype the points up, man. Just help me out. I'm trying to learn this YouTube game out as I go, as I continue to grow this fan base. So please help me out, y'all, if y'all can. That's it. Let's get to the video. The Houston Rockets lose to the Utah Jazz. The 6-13, now 7-13 Utah Jazz. I think I got off of playback in the middle of the game. I was just irritated with how the game ended. Right now it says 18.9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Rockets are down 125 to 131. Who knows? Maybe they come back and win. I doubt it. But this game was very, very frustrating, and the Rockets were not ready to play. I am not a fan. I'm going to say it now. I think I may have said it in other videos, but I'm going to say it again. I am not a fan of the home and away back-to-backs against the same team in like consecutive games, and I'm not a fan of the home and home or the away and away back-to-backs. Like I'm not a fan of it versus the same team. Like, I think that if you're playing like Golden State and then you fly to Sacramento, that's a back-to-back to me. Like, that's the back-to-back era I come from. If you play San Antonio and then you fly to Dallas, that's a back-to-back. But it's not a back-to-back if I'm playing San Antonio on Tuesday and then Wednesday I'm playing San Antonio again, but this time in Houston versus in San Antonio. I don't think that's a back-to-back to me personally. I don't like those. I don't like playing the same team back-to-back. I think that's BS. I know that the NBA is trying to reduce traveling. They're trying to do a lot of things to like reduce it. And I get it. I get the logistics of it, the business of it, the money of it. I understand it. I am not a fan of it. That's my biggest gripe, number one. And it's not even about the Rockets. It's about any team. I don't like the back-to-backs, like against the same team. I think it's stupid. The first half, the Rockets were not ready to play. 68 points given up in the first half. Utah had 13 second chance points to the Rockets, 4 second chance points. They were +9 in defensive rebounding. They were +2 on the offensive glass, 32 points in the paint. And they did that, put up 60 points in a half while only shooting 25% from three. While only shooting 25% from three. I think the score was 57-68 to close out the first half. And like I said, man, this loss was very frustrating. Like, even at halftime, like, I wasn't worried about the game. I didn't really get worried about the game until like late in the fourth quarter. I felt like when the Rockets got within 1 point, like, I wasn't worried. When they got within one, I was like, yeah, this is pretty much like I even said, like, I was like, this game reminds me a lot of the Orlando Magic game. Like, it really reminded me a lot of that. So I really wasn't worried until it was time to be worried. And when it was time to be worried was in the closing minutes of this game. I'm going to start off on Utah side. Credit to them for playing hard, man. Credit to them for executing their game plan. They attacked Reed Shepherd all night. They attacked Jabari Smith Jr. was terrible tonight. Maybe it was because he got hit in the eye and his vision was blurred. His head may have been spinning. Who knows? But Jabari Smith Jr. was bad tonight. Defensively, the entire team was bad. I just mentioned the rebounding differential. The Rockets were just bad tonight. Like, they didn't have the juice that they had Sunday, just the night before, the afternoon before, when they blew out Utah by as much as like 30 at some points of that game, and they won running away. And you could tell Utah took it personally, and they came out much more ready to play this game versus last game. First person. After Keontae George had one of the worst performances of his career, I think he was 0-6 from the field, 8 turnovers, -26 or something absurd like that. He bounced back today. He bounced back in a big way. 28 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 8 of 14 from the floor, 2 of 6 from 3. He did still have 6 turnovers, and he was about to give the game up late in the game, but the Rockets wouldn't let him. Anytime Keontae George tried to get a game up, or any Utah player tried to get the game up, the Rockets just was like, nah, we see that. We're going to raise you this. Lauri Markkanen was fantastic tonight. Lauri Markkanen had 29 points, 8 rebounds on 9 of 17 from the floor, 2 of 3 from 3, 0 turnovers. He was fantastic. Ace Bailey was even good, man. 13 points. Jusuf Nurkic really hurt the Rockets down the stretch. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 8 of 15 from the floor. He hit teardrops, he hit floaters, all of the above. It was a complete and total team win by the Utah Jazz tonight. I mean, like, they really played a really good basketball game. They executed. They did everything that they needed to do offensively and defensively. The attention to detail to make sure that the Rockets went one and done was massive. You saw it. And it's strange that I always make fun and I tease the idea that Ime Udoka has this like double big fetish, but not one time tonight did he ever think to play Sengun and Capella at the same time when you're getting out rebounded on the glass like this. Where was the fetish tonight? I mean, Steven Adams was a healthy scratch. I get it. You want to rest them on them not back second ends of back to backs, but like, why not play double big tonight when you're getting out rebounded so much? I mean, at the end of the game, I'm looking. The game is now ended. I'm looking. Utah had 50 rebounds. Houston had 46, so they were plus 4. Utah had 14 offensive rebounds. Houston had 16. I don't know. Even like the second chance points, like Utah was plus 4 on that, 24-20. Houston got better down the stretch, but again, it was too little, too late. At one point, I think it was literally a 16-point game, and Utah had 16 second chance points. I was like, bro, if you just take away the second chance points or at least cut it in half, this is a much more manageable game. But the Rockets, again, they just did not come out with the necessary energy or the attention to detail that you need to pay attention to in order to win. And that's it. That's why you lose games like this to the team like the Utah Jazz and you give them their 7th win of the season. A team that is probably going to be tanking later on the season. You just did that because you didn't come out with the right intensity to play. And I'm not saying everybody on the team did that, but it was a large majority of the team that did that. But on both sides of the ball, to be honest with you. In the second half, man, Reed Sheppard only got 4 minutes. I don't know. Like, Reed Sheppard is going to be in the downright ugly tonight. I'm just going to put that out there now. But 4 minutes in the second half. I get it. He's undersized. He was getting picked on a lot defensively. He was caught in bad spots defensively. The Rockets weren't doing a good job of scram switching, getting him off of the Nurkic's of the world or the Filipowskis or the Lauri Markkanens. They weren't doing a good job of that. And then when he actually got a chance to guard a Keontae George on the perimeter, he was getting blown by relatively easily. So it was a bad night at the office defensively. But for Reed Sheppard to only get 4 minutes in the second half before you bench him is kind of crazy, considering Jabari was playing just as bad, and he got benched at the same time Reed Sheppard got benched, and he got brought in back into the game. Now, I get it. Jabari's a power forward. He has more size. He's 6'11". He's a better defender. He's a better rebounder, blah, 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 blah. All of the things. But, like, if Reed Sheppard is a starter, he should at least get an opportunity to shake out of a bad game. By no means am I saying he's Kevin Durant. He's not. He's not Alperen Sengun. He's not Ahmed Thompson. He doesn't deserve or he hasn't earned the leash that those guys get. But, like, if he's a starter, you have to give him an opportunity to come back into the game and right wrongs. But you didn't do that. You rolled with Aaron Holiday down the stretch. Aaron Holiday is a vet. He has been reliable. He has had some big games, especially recently. But I think that you have to go back to Reed and say, okay, Reed, I'm going to give you another 4 minutes. Like, let's see if you can shake out of it to close the third or maybe at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Let's see what you can give me. I'm going to give you 4 to 5 minutes. If you on the same BS, then yeah, I'll pull the plug. But I think you got to give him more than what you gave him tonight. Seriously. Also, the Rockets have this, I'm going to get to officiating, but the Rockets have this fetish, and this is just not a Rockets thing. This is an NBA thing in all, but specifically tonight, Aaron Holiday did a gamble in the third quarter where they're in the 2-3 zone. He tries to shoot the gap to get a steal. It leads to a Utah bucket. Ahmed Thompson, I think it was a 3-point game, tries to cut the passing lane to get a steal, doesn't get it. It compromises the Rockets' defense. Lauri Markkanen hits it easy too. Why can't these guys just play solid, keep your man in front of you defense? Why do guys have to continue to try to shoot the gap, to shoot the lanes, to try to get out in transition? It's a 1-point game. It's a 3-point game. You haven't had any luck. You have been battling uphill all game, all half. Why erase all of that goodwill and progress by gambling for plays. You're not getting the steal. You're not making a defensive play to spur an offense. And then you compromise the team by either giving up a bucket, giving up an assist, or the team gets a shot. And because the team's defense is compromised by having to recover off of your gamble, now the Rockets give up a second chance point or they foul. It's always something negative. I just listed like 4 or 5 negative things that happen from one player trying to gamble and shoot a gap and get a steal and then leading to a bucket. Like, why does this happen? I don't get it. Why guys just can't play solid defense. Keep your man in front of you, especially when you're making a run. Especially when you're making a run. Not like now, if you're down 20, if you're up 20, whatever, okay, maybe. But like when you're making a run and every possession matters and you're running out of time, why gamble? I don't understand why players do that instead of just playing solid defense. But it is what it is. The officiating, man. I mean, the Rockets got called for 5 fouls in 1.5 possessions. They got called for 3 fouls in like 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I mean, they went from not being in the bonus, not having any team fouls, to being in the bonus at like the 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter. It was like the 7-minute and 38-second mark or something like that of the fourth quarter. And they weren't in the bonus. They had 0 team fouls. A possession happens, dead ball, foul, 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 foul. Utah's shooting free throws now for the rest of the game. I don't understand it. That was dirty to me. I don't get it. I don't know what type of home cooking that is, but can you at least stretch the fouls out each possession? To give them 3 fouls in one possession on one dead ball is crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. And then when they reviewed it, it was a review. Utah reviewed it. They said Jabari pushed Lauri Markkanen, which caused the offensive foul. It didn't even look like a push. It looked like a physical game where he was trying to gesture for position to get back on a potential pick and roll before the offensive foul was called. I don't understand, man. The refereeing in that fourth and final frame was bad, man. It was really bad. Let's get to the best part of the show. My favorite part of the show, the good. Alperen Sengun, Amen Thompson, and Kevin Durant. There are some nuances to these guys being in the good, I will say right now. They weren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but Alperen Sengun, 31 points, 8 rebounds, 14 assists, 7 stocks. So really good there on the defensive side of the ball. 12 of 19 from the floor, 1 of 3 from 3, 4 turnovers. He had, in my opinion, the game-losing foul. Alperen Sengun had a Dylan Brooks-esque foul to close the game today. Keontae George is at the top of the key being guarded by Amen Thompson one-on-one. Didn't need any help. They trap it. Sengun bumps him on the body at half court while the Utah Jazz are in the bonus. Free throws. Extends the lead now to 5 or to 6 or whatever it was. A winnable game, a possession where you just needed to get a stop and a bucket, has now changed drastically because of an idiotic foul. We have not seen fouls this idiotic since Dylan Brooks was here in the Golden State series, Game 4 versus Jimmy Butler. We have not seen idiotic fouls like that. I don't want to see that no more. That was idiotic. All the goodwill that Alperen Sengun had tonight, everything that he provided for the Houston Rockets, I almost want to take it completely off the board because that's how idiotic that foul was on Keontae George down the stretch. Amen Thompson, I really have no complaints about him outside of the game-losing turnover at the end. But really, what was he supposed to do in that situation, to be honest? 23 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. His defense looked probably some of the best. This is probably one of the top 3 or 4 defensive games from Amen Thompson this season in terms of like him literally like, he's popping off my screen. Like I see it. This was a great game from him. Kevin Durant, 32 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 10 of 25 from the floor, 2 of 7 from 3, hit 2 clutch threes like he always does in the fourth quarter. Very reminiscent again of the Orlando game. Turnovers, man, 5 turnovers, and a lot of them were bad. I mean, they didn't come late, but they were like early on in the game. It was just like, what are you looking at? Especially in that first half, like I think he had like three of the worst turnovers you could ever see from a player of his caliber. So I mean, even though all these guys in the good, it seems like I'm complaining, I'm griping, I'm nitpicking. I'm not trying to, but I'm just telling you how I see it. Lastly, in the good, Jayshawn Tate, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 or 3 from the floor, or 2 or 2 from the free throw line, 0 turnovers. Again, like Brad DeBoe said when I was watching this podcast that he did with Clutch Fans, he's not a guy that you need in a pinch. He's a guy that when you give him rotation minutes, 13 minutes, you see his value. And his value was great tonight, especially when the Rockets seemed dead in the water. They got down by as much as 21 points tonight. And when Jayshawn Tate subbed in for Jabari Smith in that early third quarter, like the first 4 minutes of the third quarter when he got subbed in, he really impacted the game, and you saw his impact. He was on the glass. He was finishing, second chance points, all that, the energy, the being an extra ball handler, being able to defend, not making mistakes, not gambling. Jayshawn Tate was solid tonight. The bad. I'm going to give this one to Jabari Smith. I think this is the first time he's been in the bad tonight. 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 of 9 from the floor, 1 of 6 from 3, 4 turnovers. Yeah, he was bad tonight. He was bad tonight, man. I mean, I don't know. This is his first bad game, but again, he got hit in the eye. It looked like he couldn't even see out of one of his eyes. So I don't know if he was dealing with maybe if he had a headache after that interaction, if he was dizzy, or if he just couldn't see. But this was the worst Jabari game of the season that I've seen, in my opinion. Downright ugly. Reed Shepherd, 9 points, 3 of 8 from the floor, 3 of 7 from 3, so he still managed to shoot the ball well. But, I mean, he only played 23 minutes, as I said earlier, 4 minutes in the second half. I don't think Ime should have alienated him like that or isolated him like that. I think he should have been able to allow to play out of that bad funk that he was in because, again, if he's a starter and if he's a legitimate starter, you have to give him a legitimate opportunity to shake out of whatever funk that he's in, like we do every other starter on this team. You just have to do that. You have to give him that leeway because you never know how he can respond in a bad game that he's having if you don't never give him the opportunity to respond when he's having said bad game. That's all I got, man. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe below. Leave comments. Let me know what I missed. Let me know what I didn't miss. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know what you didn't agree with. As always, guys, thank you for watching once again. RedNationBlogga out.